Hello, this is Trinity. I'm doing month 9 of observation without judgment. I took off month 7 and 8 for a couple months. I didn't do any videos. See, there's a reason why I made this commitment to do this project for a year. It's because I know I need to, learn how to finish things, get over that, difficult time, and actually complete something. That's a challenge for me, of course. Month 6 was when my daughter, I had to move her out of her condo that I used to share with her. So I was moving a lot of my own stuff too. It was stressful. I knew that was coming. It was very, very, I think I was robotic. Like I was kind of a little bit manic because I had a job to do. And I had to kind of shut off my emotions to do all that physical stuff. And then, and I never knew how I was gonna feel after I kicked her out. And was like, it's rehab or a shelter, honey. We cannot support your behavior. Somebody died of a drug overdose. It's time to do something different. So things shifted. She didn't go to rehab. She ended up in Idaho. I'm in California, so she's several states away, and I think that separation is good. I think it's a good change. And so I let myself be depressed. I observed myself letting myself be depressed and not actually, there was some goals that I had, little things I wanted to do, and I kind of let some things go, but I didn't, give up completely, but I allowed myself space to be sad. I mean, it's been 23 years of being a mother, and things have definitely changed, and I don't want to use therapeutic practice to torture myself because that's something apparently I do. I want to be more loving and compassionate with myself. That this is a very difficult time, and I want to be able to get through it and learn from it, and not torture myself. So I think I've just been sad. I let myself be sad and cry. It's okay. That's just part of, some of it's normal, some of it's a little, our situation. Accepting that, I want my daughter to make it in life. I want her to be better than me so much. I've always been like, don't be like me. This is an example of what not to do. And that was not the best approach. They didn't quite work out for me. And I feel like, not that she's better off without me. Let me rephrase that in a way that makes more sense and it's not so harsh on me. Is that, the dynamics in our relationship are toxic. The way that we interact, there's a lot of stuff has happened, and if my daughter can go at 22 years old and have relationships with other people, other bonds, and learn other ways to interact with people, she's going to be better off. And having that space and distance from me and the toxicity that is our family and things that, have happened, maybe she could make it. Maybe she'll be better off. It doesn't mean that my job is over, that my connection with her, I mean, the way the connection was, how it's been, and it's been so horrible, that's over. And so the relationship can change. I want to have hope. I really do. I really want to have hope that it will change, because right now I'm so sad. She won't give me her address in Idaho, so I can't send her a Christmas present this year. And that makes me incredibly sad. So, but I want to focus on the good that I'm doing, because I'm not just sitting on my ass doing nothing. I'm feeding the homeless. I actually got donations so that I'm going to do this holiday meal this weekend and feed. There's 3 different homeless encampments. One's kind of sketchy, so I'm going to do 2 of them. If I have enough food left over, I may go to the 3rd one, but I don't feel as safe at that encampment. I definitely would go there earlier in the day than later, just because you have to walk down this narrow pathway and it's a little sketchy. But feeding the homeless is something that really makes me feel so happy and satisfied. it started one day. I was going to PetSmart for my animals, and there was this younger homeless man outside that had just bought a big bag of dog food for his 3 dogs, and he's there. He's got his whole shopping cart full of stuff, and it's very neatly organized. And he was very clean, and he had this energy, this vibe about him. He just seems so happy. I mean, it's my probably young 20s. This man is feeding his 3 dogs outside of Petco, and I had just ordered a burrito, and of course, I gave him my burrito, because he just had this brightness, this light about him that I respect, and I care about people. I mean, I don't feel like there's much that I can do, because I feel like this kind of enigma of this. Like, I'm not a normal person. I don't do normal things, but I still must have some sort of purpose here. And everyone's so freaked out that it's, everything's changing. It's the end of the world, and things aren't, what they appear to be. I mean, if it's just as little as giving homeless people a meal and a blanket that makes me so happy, that can't be hurting anybody. I mean, maybe it helps fill the void of my daughter being gone. I don't know. But, I have hope that things will be different, because some things were, in the last couple of years was really horrible. And, I do have a lot of hope and faith that things will be different. And, so observing myself. I observe myself. I pray every morning. Ever since that man died, and his grieving mother, was reaching out to my family and my daughter, and she said, "Oh, honey, no, you pray every day." I've listened to her. Thank you. And it's, I've always sort of shied away from religion, because from a young child, I could see how religion was used to control and manipulate. And so I didn't feel like I really could trust it all. I actually had some positive religious experiences, so I wasn't like an atheist because I was traumatized by religion or anything. I actually had positive experiences. I just never read my Bible until now. I've had a Bible that my father gave me 40 years ago. He wrote the date in there. It was 40 years ago, October 1st of this year. So I've been reading the Bible, which is weird. I mean, sometimes it's just totally boring. Sometimes it feels really sexist, because, the interpretation, it's been interpreted, and who knows what the original meaning was. It's just some things I reread it over and over again. There's some parts of the Bible that I love. I even laughed. There was some funny parts. I mean, Peter says dumbass, and or something. I was like, that's just weird for me. But why not? Why not? If there's this book that people have been so about for thousands of years, maybe I might want to at least try to read it once or twice. I don't know. Couldn't hurt. So I'm gonna observe myself, focusing on the positive, because I could waste the whole rest of my life crying about all the things I didn't do, and my teeth are all gonna fall out. Oh, I'm gonna be ugly. I could worry about all these negative things, but I don't want to waste my life with that. There's so much good still that can happen. I feel like a lot of my mental health problems and delusions and restrictions, I limit myself because of my fears, and trying to break through some of that so that I can live a fuller life. I don't want to just sit in the sidelines. I feel like if I could get past a lot of fears, and I could do more. I could, be happier. But definitely allowing myself to sit with my depression, not avoid it. Because if I try to shove the feelings down, they're just gonna bubble up in some weird way. So, yeah, I really observed myself in the last couple of months letting this project go and being like, it's okay to take a break for a few months. And like, you know, I haven't been walking, but I have been doing this wonderful meditative chair exercise. And yeah, I definitely want to get more physically active. And I can't do it like force myself and torture myself like into trick myself into being healthy. No, it's just a lot of hard work. And um being like, meeting the skinny me. Like I've always called people skinny bitches because I think a lot of my life I've been really fat positive to an extreme that might be a little harmful. Because now this is getting in my way. I want to be able to move more. I want to feel more vital. And that's hopeful. So, yeah, month 9 of observation without judgment, meditating more. But it's not always the same thing. It's like, I can't say, it's not that I'm giving up on things and I start everything and never finish anything. It's that things change. And what movement and exercise looks like one month is going to make be different the next month. There's gardening season and then there's walking season, and I can pick, I can choose. Yeah,